Alright, we're back, so hopefully you can hear me now. Because I believe I fixed the audio problem. Can you hear me? I believe I fixed my audio problem, so you should have no problem hearing me. Hopefully. Anyone? Just type in chat. Anything. If you can hear me. Ah! Oh my god. That was such a satisfying feeling. Well, I am so glad I got this audio fixed for everyone here. Now I kind of realize what the issue was. I did not turn on my mic in, in a piece of software. So, awesome. I'm so glad everyone can hear me, and Galaxy Chat is keeping us a little entertained as usual. So, just really want to connect with you guys via stream and test this out. I definitely have some big plans for the stream and what I want to do with it in the future, and so hopefully that will pan out. I want to get like a group of people on here so we can do some base raids, get a little entertaining. Maybe do it on Friday night so we can Justin. Yeah, I have no problem owning up to that at all. That was, but a huge oversight on my part was the audio, because I was thinking about it and I was like, I think I probably have to go into my OBS software, which is what I'm using to stream from BlueStacks to YouTube. I'm actually using 3 different applications. And so it was an oversight on my part, but that's fine. But I definitely, what I really want to do with the stream is I really want to make it entertaining, and I don't want to offend any of the Star Trek Fleet Command streamers. But my take on streaming is I really want to make it entertaining. I really want to make it fun, engaging. That's kind of what I want to do with it, and so I'm going to start to think through some different things that we can do to make it more fun. Because I think this game in itself, from an entertainment perspective for you watching me, yeah, so let's ask him some really complicated questions right now. Probably not Casey. But I think this game is really hard to provide entertainment with you guys watching, because it's just point click, boom, boom, boom. It's destroyed. Or you can watch me destroy 50 NPCs, and honestly, I just don't think it's that enjoyable to do. I do like engaging with people in a real time fashion like this. I think it's a lot of fun, and it doesn't matter that I only have 4 people watching me right now, because I'm like, oh, we went up to 5 and somebody dropped off. At all, it's more for me as I'm just starting to test this out, really start to engage with all the subscribers, and definitely getting other people to subscribe to my channel. So I want to just check in, like I was talking about with the event. I really have enjoyed the last several events that Scopely has been putting out. I think the rewards are really good. The frustration that's coming from the player base is resources. We don't have enough resources to compete in these events. And there's a lot of people out there that don't want to rate stations. So it. Oh, perfect. There's a lot of people out there in the game that don't want to rate stations. So they have to spend so much money on the game to get the resources. I myself have been urging Scopely through our content creator program to really increase the amount of tritanium in events, the amount of dilithium in events. RevDeuce talked about it on his channel, but all of us get together, and when they launch events, we're like, Panic, what's going on here? We players need more resources than this. That's why when those rewards change, we were urging Scopely. I'm like, you need to increase the rewards. So that's what a lot of the content creators are doing in the background, is when players have issues with anything in the game, mechanics, bugs, anything that needs to be changed, we are literally advocating it for you in the background. You might not be aware of it, but just know that we hear your thoughts. It's our struggles as well in the game, and so we're definitely trying to affect that change in the game itself. And I think they did a really, really good job with changing the amount of titanium in the last event. I appreciate that, Justin. So just know that if you say, "Hey, Admiral Jansen, this isn't working," I got a question from somebody on the Scopely Discord who had asked me a couple of weeks ago about the Harrison abilities on the Saladin. Like Harrison on the Saladin, it's just blowing up every single ship. Nobody has a chance. And he's like, "Hey, I just talked to you a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I agree. G3 Crystal, G3. Oh, I don't know. I don't think gas needs to be increased. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like there are so many gas mines in Federation space. Like when you compare it, I'm totally getting off topic here, and I'm going to blame Justin for his question. But I feel like when you look at Federation space compared to Romulan space compared to Klingon space, I feel like there is so much more gas spots than there are in the other two factions. And I would, like Justin said, I would love to see that more equaled out. I would even say, Justin, that there needs to be more ore spots than where there are, because I feel like the Romulans got shafted again. I feel like the original game designers were like, okay, we're going to set this game up and we're going to create the Federation, really cool crew. Then we're going to, and faction, we're going to set up the Klingons. Oh my god, that's going to be a really good thing. 5 minutes before they launched the game, they're like, oh wait, you know what, maybe we should do something with the Romulans. And they just threw it out there. They're just like, those crew are bugged. It's just go with it. Just go with it. People will enjoy it. And that blame isn't on Scopely. I think those crew have been bugged for a very long time. And I think when I did my video on Romulan crew, that was part of my asking to Scopely, hey, these people are broken. I tested all of these crew members. They're broken. Fix them. And whether or not they fix them is going to be something completely different. But at the same time, let's see. But at the same time, I'm not sure what's going to happen. All we can really do is push for the change. Whether or not that's going to happen, we have no control over ultimately. So that is the truth of the matter. I really like the event, but I upgraded to level 24 in the first day of the... Ooh, ouch, that's not a good thing. After that, I could not reach Tier 2 rewards without losing all Tritanium. I stay with the Federation crew. So this has also been ask I pushed out to Panic. I did a Morgan. Thank you for joining. If no one knows about a Morgan, he is another content creator. Feel free to check out his channel. He does some really good stuff, and he has an amazing accent as well in his videos. I believe he's Irish or Scottish or English. It's the same thing, really, right, Morgan? But he has a really great channel, so definitely check him out. And I know he just got the Saladin. So yeah, the Romulan faction definitely needs some work. But going back to the Saladin, I can be asked these questions, and just because I don't put a video out on it within 2 weeks or so doesn't mean I have forgotten your question. I literally read every comment. If I don't reply to your comment, it's for one or two reasons. Somebody else has asked the same question, or it's been answered in the comics, or I'm working on it. I'm researching it. Like some people left comments, hey, can you see me, because they want to participate in the contest that's going to be running. I haven't responded to those comments yet because I still need to go into my YouTube settings and take a look and see if they have made their profiles public. But going back to the Saladin, I haven't done a Saladin video with Harrison because I neither have a Saladin and I neither have Harrison. And I think by now you guys have seen that whenever I put out a video, I want to make sure I test it for myself because I think there is so much inconsistency that I want to check it for myself and then definitely have Hugo look at the numbers because Hugo does a really good job running the numbers and taking a look at it. Like he was talking to me about my Max Scotty, and he basically said that the bonus from let me get to it. Let's see that. I don't want the bank, which is never going to be out there. The bonus from the Academy doesn't apply when you take a look at the crew. So, as you can see on here, right here, officer stat bonus, it's at 29%. It is not applied when you take, let's see, level maybe. It is not applied to these numbers here. It's a bonus on top of that. It is applied when they are assigned to your starship. So keep that in mind. But going back to the Harrison and Saladin issue, I plan on getting a Saladin hopefully in the next couple of weeks and building that, testing that out. The Saladin, of course, is from everything that I've seen in the game, is the one ship you need. As the if you're only going to get one ship, go with the Saladin. You can't go wrong. It is so completely bugged, so way overpowered, and until Scopely changes that, it's going to be the ship to beat everything. The damage when you put Harrison, Gorkin, Kurla on there, or a variation of that match. I mean, I've seen 900,000 damage in one hit, and that ship is done. No ship can withstand that much damage. So that's the reason I say is get a Saladin, game over. Simple as that. Let me just catch up on these comments here. Let's say with Federation crew. Justin, I hope you're running dual factions. Let's see, it would be cool if you could spend some time on how to pad your entire level before leveling up. So Casey, it's a really good question that you have because there's definitely pros and cons to it. As you gonna link your Centurion vids the end of my yeah, definitely, Morgan. Sorry. This is like the first time I'm like doing this and I'm like having to like pay attention to what's in my head and read and look at my screen to make sure it's kind of like engaging you guys. So I'm going to be buying the Saladin. Definitely going to be leveling it up. Definitely want to test it out. If you are not a Federation faction, get a Federation faction. It is going to be incredibly beneficial. And if you were on the last stream I did, like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, where the audio didn't work, you saw that I just got Spock. The tier Spock that I have, I've been wanting for such a long time. And the reason is he allows it so your shields don't drop. Your shields do not lose any power. You lose hull points. He's amazing. And I really want to promote him, and I can't because those 4,800 Federation credits I need are for the Saladin, which is really unfortunate. But it's a really good thing because now we can kind of see what these science badges are for and command badges. So, which I kind of figured they're for crew members at a certain level. But Spock, Kirk, and you can pair them up with Bones, Sulu, Uhura, any of them. Really good matchup on the crew side on Explorers. But getting back to Casey's question, he says, I really like the event, but I upgraded to level 24 in the first day of the event. After that, I could not reach tier 2 rewards without losing all Tritanium. And that's a really good question. So the big suggestion I have overall to everyone is just because you have 5 million tritanium doesn't mean you should spend it. I see people basically crawling around the galaxy struggling because they're down to 20,000 tritanium, 5,000 tritanium, and they're like, oh my god, I got to raid a base. This game is all about hoarding, which is hard because of, the shield bugs that were going on, but definitely hoarding resources and keeping resources on standby. Like right now, I have 18 million tritanium in chips, but that's because I definitely need to have that much on standby. I just got my second Horizon, and I would love to level it up, but it's going to eat a lot of tritanium. And I just can't do it right now. I need to get to the point where I have about 50 million tritanium and maybe like 25 tokens. And then I'll be like, okay, I can actually spend it, because when we go like this from event to event to event, you need to have stockpiles of tritanium and dilithium for ship repairs. And then you have to have stockpiles of speed boost ups for the repair speed, or a ton of latinum. That is going to be incredibly important. I definitely want to do a video on prime repair speed and prime repair costs. That video will be coming in sometime in the future, because I kind of want to show everyone how much it does increase. And I got a message from TGS from the UFS Alliance, and he says, well, it only decreased my repair speed about 45 minutes from like 3.5 hours. And that wasn't 100%. What you have to keep in mind about prime anything is it's on base stats. So if you get a prime repair speed, that is on base stats. That is not going to include all your pre-existing research you have done to increase the repair speeds. So it is not going to increase 100%. Keep that in mind before you invest in something like that, because that investment, at least for me, is going to be about $100, because if I go into my offers here, let's see. All right, repair efficiency and repair speed. They're both going to go for $100, and this is what you need is the 4-star rare refined crystal, and I believe the other one is gas. You get some good things in the pack, but you're pretty much just buying it for that prime research. Will not upgrade the upgrades. so just keep that in mind. It'll definitely help. But if you are going to, if you want to compete in events, it's going to drain resources. And what we will do on our side is we'll always advocate for the common gamer to get or to earn back as many resources as possible, because ultimately we cannot continue to do events where we don't earn back tritanium and dilithium. That's just ultimately the issue that we need, because I believe my legionary is 150,000 tritanium and about 10,000 dilithium. My centurion isn't too bad. It's about 65,000 tritanium and about 5,000-ish dilithium. But I still need to level it up, and I think I'm just going to put that on pause because of getting the Saladin and working through that. I'm so excited for an interceptor. I've had pretty solid Klingon crews and nothing to use them on. And that's another reason I want to get the Saladin, is I really want to test out a lot of the Klingon abilities. I don't think a lot of them are broken. A couple of them I've heard rumor about, but nothing too much. Yeah, the prime research is always a big one. Like, I think the big one that we've all done is prime research, or is prime hulls and prime shields. And at that time, we definitely noticed a big jump in the ship's power overall. And the prime research is definitely the one to go to, but unfortunately, it's also $100 per prime research. You know, not a lot of people have that much to spend on this game, especially when you're a free-to-play player. So, so just keep that in mind. Another question I've heard from a lot of people are the level 26 faction ships. Are we going to be able to get... let's see. Okay. Are we going to be able to, earn them? Are we going to be able to earn those blueprints? Are we going to be able to do something free to play to get to them? The best answer I have is I really do hope that in the coming weeks or so that they may be available in your faction store. Cheaper than what your intro level faction ship would be. So like the Saladin is like 200 faction credits per blueprint, and maybe they'll be like 100, or maybe they'll be like 50. So hopefully that is going to be something that's coming. I'm not sure what Scopely is planning in that regard. I want to talk about what pair of ships will get me to the faction ships in the Federation. Currently have a Vulkless and Kara. Should I worry about... Very good question, Casey. I'm really glad you asked that question, because I have a very good answer for that. So Casey says, want to talk about what pair of ships will get me to the faction ships in the Federation. I currently have a Vulkless and Kara. Should I worry about the Kumari? So let me tell you that out of the Kara, the Vulkless, and the Kumari, the only ship that you should ever use, for the most part, of course, but ever be worried about, is the Kumari. The Kumari will definitely get you started and very far into your faction game, if not get you up to the consort level very effectively. If you're a grinder, if you're a free-to-play player, if you like to do base rates, it's going to take you very far. It's going to take a lot of uncommon, and it's going to take a lot of, I believe it's uncommon, or, and somebody can correct me, but is it another type of uncommon? I know it's a bunch of ore. But I would say my recommendation is work on it until you got it to about 300k, and then start to level off on those upgrades, because by the point you get it to about 300k, you should be hitting around level 28-ish or so. And at that point, you should be at consort, and you should definitely be stacking up those faction units that you'll be earning from your dailies and whatnot. And that goes to another great point. If you guys really want a faction ship, do not spend anything in the faction store. I've used credits to tier up some crew members. I'm kind of regretting that right now, because I could probably get a free Saladin. However, they did work pretty well. If you have a Spock like me, he's definitely worth it. I mean, I've seen him take out a Separatist boss on a Mayflower. Keep in mind, it was about 500k, but it was a 500k Mayflower. The Mayflower didn't destroy the boss, the 2.1 million boss, but it survived. It had full shields and about 25% hull left, and it was almost destroyed. So that kind of crew setup is what you can expect at the much larger tiers as you bring your crew up. But as you can see myself, I have a very beginner crew setup on my Legionnaire. I swear by these three for hunting NPCs. I was actually using Gonzalez before, but Gala, her critical avoidance was blocking like any kind of crits. any kind of crits could not happen because she was decreasing so much damage. And it was ridiculous what she was doing. And keep in mind, they work in explorers because I believe Chen increases phaser fire, and let's see. No, I want to say battleships because you want to fight explorers and battleships, and then Shev decreases phaser fire, and explorers only have phaser fire, and then battleships have 2 phasers and a torpedo, and Chen will increase your phaser fire, and Gala will decrease your damage. Chen's captain ability will also mitigate some damage. She increases dodge, shield deflection, and armor of the ship by 45% while fighting hostiles. That's a really good idea, Justin. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people just spending through them, and it is one of those things where I'm just like, you're never going to get a ship. So, definitely stockpile those faction units. And to show you guys where I'm at with my faction, I don't know why it's jumping around. That's really... Okay, there we go. So, where I'm at with my faction right now, this is weird. Do you guys see a faction screen right now? Because I'm getting a little kind of a feedback. There we go. So, where I'm at with my faction right now is I'm way too high on Fed. I don't like being this high. I really wanted my Fed and Romulan to be equal because about 1.5 million my Fed dailies went up to level 33. That's good, Casey. So, so my Fed is incredibly high. Sorry, I was reading comments, and I kind of got lost in it. My Fed is incredibly high, a little too high for me. I really wish my 2 factions were a little bit more balanced. I might intentionally go and attack Federation ships because getting the Saladin, I'm trying to get Saladin blueprints. But I think the way it works out, because I get a whole bunch of Klingon blueprints. I have like 16 Bortus from NPC fighting. But if you're like really high in the faction, I think the drop rates are even harder. But I got an Intrepid blueprint today. I was like, no, I want a Saladin. Give me a Saladin blueprint, please. I have one Saladin blueprint. So, but no, I definitely wish my factions were a little bit more balanced. I might work on that a little bit, lower my Feds to get more in line with ROMs. But other than that, my augments are sad. My augments are super low. Like, I have not wanted to deal with running 2 ships into augment space so that one can attack a bounty hunter so I can actually mine there, and just kind of let it go, and it mines too fast, so it's got to come back, and I got to send another ship back out with it. I was just like, oh man. I know I'm gonna regret it because I know the augment faction event is far from over, but just want to show you guys what I'm working with here. So I'm up to 14,600 Federation faction credits, and I'm earning about 1,000 a day from this event. This is why I'm like all stoked about it. And that's between dailies and the event itself. And then Romulan's going to be low. Oh, it's not that low anymore. Considering I just bought a Centurion. Romulan's at 6,000. And Klingons are 4,600. So somebody asked me if you're planning to never go positive in a faction, is it worth doing the missions? And that's a really hard question. That's a really hard question to answer because you never know what's going to happen in the future. You never know if you're, negative and you're hated by the Klingons right now. Are you forever, never, ever, ever going to want to be allied with the Klingons? Because your missions will definitely help with that. And you can only go negative 2 million in the factions. because it caps off at there. Because I have a friend who is now positive in all 4 factions. He is just he's ridiculous. He's really good, but so I tell a lot of people, if you are for sure that you are not ever going to want to do a faction, definitely still do those missions and collect those credits, because you're going to need those credits to upgrade those crew. So that's a big bonus to that. But I would say hold off on it if you can, and you never know when you might want to become positive in a faction you're currently negative in. Casey says, your dual faction game must be hard. I have so many missions I could do for Romulan, I don't think I should do them. So if you're negative in Romulan right now, Casey, you really want to make sure you're at a point where you want to become positive. So this is what I tell everyone, is if you're unsure of what faction you want to become positive in, because you're only running one faction right now, then definitely don't do those missions, because the moment you choose, it's going to be one heck of a grind for you to become positive. But those missions are going to help you so much once you do decide to commit to that. Hey, Taylor. So just make sure you're aware of that it is definitely going to be a grind. But there are players, like if you take a look at my stats right here, I definitely am not an NPC hunter. I do my dailies and I'm done. But my friend Bundy from my alliance, he will go out and he'll be at work and he'll just shoot shoot NPCs all day long. And that's definitely not something that I do. But a lot of people do it because they want to get those ship blueprints for those ships that they're working on. And I think he's got I think he's bought some of these by accident, but he's got like 59 of the faction minor blueprints just waiting to unlock a faction ship. So so it really depends. If you're truly one of those free-to-play players and you love the grind, you just love to go and blow stuff up and raid bases for resources to go blow up more stuff, then you could easily get a faction ship pretty quickly. Keep in mind the number is around 30,000 NPCs need to get blown up level 30 to earn 100 blueprints to unlock a faction ship. Let's see. Justin says, I've been working on my Federation faction just a bit slow because haven't had a lot of time working 6 to 7 days. Oh, wait, yeah, that makes sense. If you had to choose between the D3, Legionnaire, and Mayflower, which one is best and why, Javier? Javier, that's a really good question. So I would say I'm a little bit biased in my answer with that. I would probably choose. Let me say this. I don't think you can go wrong. A lot of people talk about the Mayflower and they say, "Oh, the Payflower. Oh, it's horrible." Blah blah blah. I haven't seen a problem with the Mayflower. It packs a very hard punch. It is an amazing explorer. Has great hull, great shields, great weapons. You can easily work a Kirk crew into it and do some really good damage on it. The Legionnaire. I love my Legionnaire. I have no regrets about it. It has been an amazing ship, and it is my go-to right now. But because I don't have an interceptor, and I love Klingon ships, I think they can definitely pack a punch. I have to go with the D3. I would really like to have a D3. Unfortunately, I can't because I am Federation and Romulan, and I really want a good interceptor. So I would say D3. A lot of people have bought them and never questioned that decision. Is it Thaler or Taylor? Thaler says, I am negative 742,000 Klingon, and I will be switching. Definitely is is going to be a grind, but you can definitely get there easily. Let's see. Casey says some dailies are my game also. Only 300,000. Actually, Sherrill, there I've met some players that they will just be on here all day grinding. They love to grind, but I think part of it also is the rewards. They love their crates. They love opening up as many crates as possible. Yes, so that's always been a big thing. I get attacked a lot by free to play players, and honestly, I really want to tell them. I'm like, just because I'm a spender, it doesn't mean I'm not in your court. I'm always defending free to play players because I don't think that people should be forced to play a game. You know, that's just one thing I firmly believe in, and so I'm always a huge advocate of free to play options. And it's definitely something, that we have been talking about of making more games free to play, like increasing rewards, increasing repair speeds, lowering repair costs, anything that will really impact the free to play player. I would really love to talk to the highest level free to play player on any server. I think they would have some really good advice to give to a lot of free to play players about what they can do. Um, and honestly, I should probably find out who that is. Free to play, yes, but don't like rating. So that's going to be, if you're a person who doesn't like to raid, it's definitely going to be a big struggle once you get to where I am. Once you get to level 29, let me just show you some of the stuff here. Can I see that? Nope, you're not going to let me see that. Okay. Can I? Nope, I need my shipyard. Let's see. Let's go outside and take a look at the docks. So if you take a look at this. So this is just one dock. Just to upgrade it to one level. You need 11 million par. You need 30 uncommon crystal, 450 common crystal, 307k tritanium. Let me show you something here. Manage, upgrade. Let's see. My cargo bay is 11 million tritanium. That is not going to work. Let's see. My torpedo launcher is 30 rare ore, 7 rare crystal, 23.3 million tritanium. So when everybody says you have to raid, this is what they're referring to. Once you get to this level, it's nearly impossible to earn that much tritanium and to stay on pace. And that's why you see so much raiding going on. What's your opinion on players that hit you when they are over 300k and you are just over 60k? That's a very good question. I've done it before. I'm not going to say I'm innocent to that at all, Justin. However, I think there needs to be some adjusting to that. I think the biggest problem is base defenses. There is no defense you can upgrade on your station that can hold out against a player attacking your base at all. And it goes for every single player in the game. Like, our number one player is Davil King. If if we really wanted to raid his base, we would have to have a lot of us together, but we could still get through his base. And that's ultimately what it's going to come down to. Is I think there could be some adjustment, but at the same time, you have a PvP game where all these PvP players are playing. They are going to get very upset if Scopely plays with that. That'll be my piece on that. Sharil says, I'm on here all day and grind like mad. I still don't love this. Yeah, I don't love it either. I do about 25 ships a day. I wish they had... Oh, Thaler, that's a really good point. I wish they had a $4.99 subscription server with no offers. So, I believe that's what the Elite package is for. It's $100 for a month. I believe that's their version of it. $4.99. That sounds a lot like Star Trek Online. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what you're referencing. And I wish they had that as well. I wish that they definitely provided more resources. Even at my level, let me show you guys this. If I were to buy a package, and I usually go with, let's see, a station or ship upgrade. And you saw my upgrades before. So if I decide to spend $100 and get this, it's going to give me 22.5 million titanium in this package. That's not enough to cover my torpedo launcher. So I need more than $100 to upgrade that single weapon slot. It brings us back to the point of why people raid so much, is because they simply have to continue to progress in the game. And you get some uncommons here and there. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like they've given so much uncommon out hand over fist in events that this is nothing anymore. We definitely need an upgrade. However, that Elite package I was talking about was that I believe that daily. So the Elite packages, you get a package like this, you spend $100 on it, and then you get 30 tokens that you can open up every day, and you get a million par steel, 200,000 titanium, 20,000 dilithium, 5 uncommon, 400 latinum, speed ups, repair speed ups, things like that. You get some cool stuff. How much does Scopely charge to unlock the other 98% of the milk? However, I think the 30 days that follow that package, that you go and get that, should be tiered. It should be tiered much like these packages are tiered, because if I go over here to the station, when I was level 28, this was 50 million. Now it's 100 million. And so I believe that the daily should be tiered as well to the player level, because for me to get 1 million par steel, it's just going to be so absolutely not much. Let me go back over here. Let's take a look at this. I can't do that yet because I got to do something else. You won't let me look at any of those, will you? Nope. Let's see. That's 8 million. It's about 3 million. That's 5.5 million. And so I could definitely upgrade these. That's 11 million. And so you guys will see that package won't last me long when I upgrade these bigger buildings. I am definitely waiting on my ops, because my shipyard is leveling up right now, and then I'm going to do my hangar and see how much I need to level up. Yeah, so Morgan is talking about Javier's comment about Nero. And so here's the thing. So I did a lot of research on Romulan crew. And this is my comment about Nero. Because a lot of players say he's bugged because his burning happens at the end of the first round, goes through only one round, and then stops. When Kirk, his morale triggers at the beginning of one round, lasts that whole round, and lasts another round. And same thing with Gorkin. His hull breach triggers at the beginning of the round, I believe. So yeah, then again, I'm not that familiar with Klingons, and lasts for another round. Nero, a lot of people say he's bugged because he only lasts for like one round. He's not bugged. His ability is written in that way, and he isn't as effective of a captain of a faction of a group of crew as Gorkin or Kirk are. I think he's okay. He is definitely not my go-to. And if you guys watch the video I put out about the Romulan crew, you'll find that I used Kumak as my Romulan captain. Because oddly enough, Kumak's captain ability works, but his officer ability doesn't work. So definitely take a look at that video. Yeah, Morgan, I agree with you about Kirk for morale on explorers, Gorkin and Kurla crit for interceptors. Guess looking is that new game plan I have to raid. Yeah, Casey, I don't think events will assist with not having to raid. I think it's admirable that you don't want to go into a game like trying to, raid and take advantage of other players. I think that's great. But at the same time, this game you have to, unfortunately. I wasn't so much on the fence. I was like, yeah, I get to raid. And and I was like, okay, raiding's cool. But then all of a sudden I started getting cursed at all the time. Everyone was telling me these really horrible things. And I was like, oh my god, what's going on? And so, you definitely get that a lot when you raid a base. I've heard some really, really horrible things, or read some horrible things. What I would say with raiding is, do your raid. If somebody gets bent on a shape or whatever, block them, ignore them, do whatever. Don't lower yourself to their level at all, because guess what? They're going to screenshot what you say and share it with other people. That's my advice on that. Let's see. I would try to go with raiding bases with only non-active players. Justin, that's a really good point to talk about, because you can raid dead stations and you can trim off what that station is producing every day. Like right here. It's not going to be much, especially if it's a lower level station, but it's definitely something to do that if you do find them, it's not going to really impact an individual who's still playing the game. And I agree, the prices are incredibly high on the packs. I'm just reading some comments here. Taylor is saying at Javier, better to add Javed, Vela, and Livis. I hate Javed's armor with a passion. I've not seen it do anything. And Vemit, do not use Vemit. Remove him from your ship. I did talk about Vemit being good in the event because he can, he can replenish your ship after it's been destroyed, but do not use him. He is like a toxic in the galaxy because he breaks mining nodes, and he will make it so your ship gets stuck on a base raid, and you can't move it. Like, I freaked out one morning because I was like, oh, this guy's got like 50 million titanium. His shields are down. I think he's probably sleeping. I went to go hit him. My ship stayed stuck there. It was in battle for like 15 minutes. It wouldn't stop. I couldn't raise my shields because my ship was still in battle. I was like, no, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to get my butt raided because I couldn't relocate nothing. And so I had like rebooted the game a couple of times. Finally, I could raise a shield and bubble up, but I couldn't move away because my ship was stuck. Luckily, I did send a support message to support, and they recalled my ship for me. They're very nice, very kind. Really appreciated them doing that for me. After that, I refused to accidentally put Vehement anywhere on my ship. Gorkin and Klingons are so much better than Neuron the Romulans. Yeah, there's definitely what I would say about this community in general is there are people here on the server who could easily be your lifelong friends. There are also people on the server who I will immediately block. There are all kinds on the server, all kinds that play this game. There's a lot of mind games that it's like there's this game, and then on Discord there's a total different game called Mind Games. We're gonna screw with your head as much as possible. The first time it happened to me, I may have reacted a little harshly. Because I've never played a game like that. I've never played a game where somebody's like, oh yeah, we're allies, and then all of a sudden you have 5 alliances attacking your hive, and they're a part of it. I was like, it was the weirdest thing. So I've definitely learned a lot of it, and that's kind of why my alliance is just neutral. We don't have alliances with other groups. We don't have NEPs with other groups. We don't get involved in other groups' drama. And every time a group tries to get dramatic with me, I just lay it out and I said, we're not getting involved in this at all. And we just stick to our own and do our own thing and kick butt in events, and that's it. And that was the reason why I created the High Road and kind of made it the way it was, is because I knew I wasn't the only one who wanted to get away from all this drama in the galaxy. And our founding principle is you treat people with respect. If they're not happy with you, just block them, ignore them, and move on. And we have had a lot of new players do a lot of DKs lately, and so we've had to add a kill on sight list for some new players who refuse to respond to diplomacy. Oh, Casey talks about a really, really good point. He says, one big topic I do not understand. Why can't I have my son join my server? I have so many other friends that would join my alliance. Good point. Right now, I would say across gaming in general, it really depends on the game. Some games you can choose the server you play on. Some games you cannot. Apparently they don't have the option to allow you to join a specific server. They've talked a lot about that, but so far it's not a possibility. But if you take a look at WoW is really great because WoW has PvE servers and WoW has PvP servers. And that is another really big thing that a lot of people would enjoy as well. I know Deuce has disagreed with me on this one, but I really do think that there should be a PvE server for people who literally just want to play Farmville. Where are 4-star resources? Can you show me the location? So Tommy, I I got a picture once from a player on Discord. Basically, you need an Enterprise maxed with Scotty maxed in order to get to a 4-star mining field. See the bank in your base. You connect your checking account, it will appear with your next paycheck. That's very true. And that was another thing that I was talking with a player about is, has anyone had their server open up to new players in the past couple of months or so? So ours has. Ours was opened up, and let me just show you guys what is going on. Casey, that's definitely an option. You could have him. I don't know if it would work or not, but it's worth a shot if you have him create a new profile and see if he gets put on it. See if he gets put on your server. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I have a feeling part of it is region, but I also have a feeling part of it is capacity. Let's see. Baylor, I don't remember the free Tritanium bots. So I've heard a lot of people talk about servers merging, but I haven't seen servers merging. Our server just reopened up to new players, and it was a blessing. I mean, because it was getting pretty dry. A lot of people had quit. And as you can see, a lot of players are getting, a lot of the top players are getting merged into the top alliances. But then, let me show you guys this here. See, there's a THR alliance. And here's our THR Junior Alliance. This is where all the new players went. And it was more of a training alliance. I was making videos for them for YouTube, really helping them along the way, getting them, showing them the ropes, basically. And John here, if you can imagine this, John started this game a month ago. He's already level 24. He's killing it. But a lot of these players, they started probably about a month ago, and they've been playing ever since, and they have definitely racked up pretty high. Still some players struggling to progress in the game, but we make sure to kind of watch their activity, make sure we're not holding on to any dead accounts. But so here's the thing a lot of people talk about. They're like, my server is dead. All the new players got trampled on, so they quit. When are they going to merge servers? So what I can tell you is that if you want to, how can I put this? If you want a really good server, you have to take part in it, and you have to invest in new players. Everybody. So many of our alliances, we added new alliances for new players. And it worked. We took them under our wing. We protected them while they were building up and showing them the ropes, showing how to work together. Because our server is incredibly civil. And a lot of these players are sticking around, and they brought so much life back into our server. If you don't do that, your server will dry up, and you will be bored. Think about it this way. You're investing in other players so you can raid them later down the road. Or they can be part of your alliance down the road. They could be the next level 30 player that you had no idea was coming around the corner. But you do need to do some sort of a personal investment in helping them and guiding them along the way. But if you don't, you're going to have they've done this on a couple other servers where they're like all the new players quit. And just think about it. Why would you want to play a game when you just get trampled on all the time? Um, but yeah, we have about 10 of the top alliances all have training alliances with all new players in them, and it's worked for us pretty well. When is Armadas coming? Oh, I got it. I would really like to know myself. I have no idea. I have an idea of what it's going to be, but I have no idea when it's going to come. Casey, yeah, I would just have him delete it and start over. Sharil, are you on my server? Or are you on a different server? The problem with at will server changing is it's kind of like the name change. I really wish there was more of a penalty for name changes because we have people just doing mind games with it, just doing total mind games with it, and it's a little crazy. Like I played Marvel Contest of Champions for over 4 years, and it at first you couldn't change your name; you were stuck with it for the first couple of years, and it was unfortunate because when I was playing that game, I had a very crazy alliance leader upset that I left his alliance and stalked me because I couldn't change my name. So there's pros and cons to it. But as you guys watch my videos, you'll know that I am not new to mobile gaming. I've been playing mobile gaming for quite some time. Yeah, Justin, I would definitely suggest um, everyone in your alliance get on Discord, set up a Discord. I've thought about making a Discord how-to video to walk alliances through how you set up everything in Discord because there's so much functionality in it, and I had to learn it from Kink, who's from Top G. He taught me everything I know about it, and he definitely coached me through it. And he's good people. He's a really good guy. Yeah, I might do a video on Discord because I think it's so helpful. Thaler, are you on the founder server? He says our server is filled with griefers. I've heard some servers where you literally can't mine. The moment you send out a miner, it gets popped. Like, and for from my perspective, that is so weird because nobody gets decayed on. Oh, I won't say that. The majority of people do not get decayed on mining in our server, because that's easily how you earn a KOS. Thaler, I think that's a really good idea to get a name change token and more expensive for each name. I like the port token. Like I think it could be similar to a port token where you only get one a day or maybe one a week because I don't think you need that many name change tokens. Yeah, Shrill. I do believe that each server does have a maximum population. I believe that's why they'll close down certain servers and open up other ones. Because I believe they are balancing the population that way. Tommy, what server are you on? If you take a look at the leaderboard, I should be around. Let's see. Oh, I dropped a bit. That's good. I haven't rated for quite some time. I was 10. So I should be 14 on resources rated if you are on my server. Yeah, Justin. I think maybe I will do a walkthrough with Discord because my Discord channel is pretty intense. It's got several channels. I deleted a lot of channels, but everyone's got different roles. Everyone can do different things. Some people can only read certain chat rooms. Others can type in it. Casey Morgan is on the founder server. I believe Econ is on the founder server. Those are two YouTubers. Um, and I know Econ just told me he got an enterprise too, so I've been waiting for him to do a video on it. Yeah, Butterlight. That's what we do on our server as well. Is we track people by the resources rated. The resources rated and power destroyed are two good leaderboards to kind of check names on because the people they can't get away. And usually it's people who are changing their name all the time are going to be high up on resources rated and they're going to be high up on power destroyed. Oh, should we do a base raid? I kind of want to do a base raid. Show you how I kind of look for base raids. Oh, he's got this guy right here. He's got 60,000 dilithium, and he's unshielded. What is the highest single player you have? Ours is Ronin. Oh, Casey, that's definitely not our server because ours is Double King. He is 3.668 million, and you said yours is 6.6 million. Yikes. Oh shoot. I think we found one, boys and girls. And Sean, if you're watching, do not warn him. Let's see. And I got both my horizons. Let's just go in there. Alright, let's take a look. I could have used my Kong crew setup. That would have been fun. Brian, what's the auto miner switch? I don't know what that is. Alright, so I am just waiting for this guy. I believe it's still 10-minute shielding, isn't it? I don't think they're going to go back. Oh, do you mean where you could warp to a mine and not DK somebody if they get to it? I heard that wasn't 100% effective. I don't want any dilithium. I just want crystal. Well, that's my guy. Nope, nothing I can raid there. Actually, Butterlight, you can still hide under nodes. Casey, I think rules of engagement are vastly different from server to server. Like we have galactic rules of what everyone abides by. This is a way I tell if somebody is online. If I see ships being repaired here, or if definitely if ships are going in or out. Oh, Butterlight, I didn't know about that. That would kind of suck. He says that essentially when you try to mine a node with two of your ships at the same time, the second ship to arrive will recall automatically. Yeah, I do know. I don't use it because I mean, it's just not part of my gameplay. But I do know you can still hide under mines. So just know that is still an option. Well, How much time do we have here? Oh, 3 minutes ago. Hopefully. Still hasn't repaired his ship. And let me just fix this here. So this one can carry 308,000 and 400,000 on this one. And he's got a lot of rewards. Or resources, I should say. Shouldn't say rewards, that sounds horrible. He's got a lot of stuff there. Well, Justin, the thing is there's a lot of people on the game that just love to go at each other. I mean, honestly, that's a big portion of this game is just that mentality. Nine minutes. We'll see. Taylor. I get him too. I'll never use him on anything. 2-star ship parts, I honestly don't know what I'll use them for. If I could give them away to like the newer players, that'd be great. Come on, shield. Drop down. And I almost never raid during the day. I always I'll do it at like 2 a.m. Perfect timing. Wonder if he is there. He might be there. I just popped a shield, maybe. Oh, yep, he's there. Dang. He had some good resources. And that's also one thing I do is I don't grief players. Like, once you bubble up, I move on. I might come back to you in about a day or so if your shield is down, but I won't grief you. That's probably the number one thing I'm looking for right now. Well, I actually need par steel, titanium, both. Alright guys, so I'm going to start to get wrapped up here. I'm going to be doing some NPC hunting with a friend of mine. What I want to leave you with is I don't know if you guys paid any attention before to my last video, but I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna start running contests on my channel. I still have to figure out the logistics. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. And once you subscribe to it, make sure your profile is public so I can consider you for it. Because so many of the, I was thinking, is there? I was messaging you. I'm like, how do I figure this out? Everyone Sync Gaming, who just commented, he's also another YouTuber for Star Trek Fleet Command. Definitely check out his channel. He makes some really good content on there, and he's made some really good content for me as well. He does a lot of great work. But definitely make sure your profile is public, so that I can see you on my side, and make sure you get considered for any kind of contest. I'm going to be doing some Google Play cards. I'm going to be doing some iTunes. I probably won't buy them in advance, and I'll probably see whoever wins whatever they want. Probably start off at like $25. The moment I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll definitely take a look at increasing that as well. But definitely keep those comments coming on any video you see. I like them, good, bad, and anything in between. Share my content with anyone in your alliance. I really appreciate everyone's support on this channel. And yeah, I think it's like what, 2 a.m. for you, or maybe even later. And I'm gonna read the last amount of comments here. I wish then auto 10 shield was different than the normal shield. Thanks, Jansen, for your time and effort. Keep coming. Thanks, Cheryl. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna be doing more of this stuff. I really like engaging with my subscribers like this. I think it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Hopefully I was able to share some good experience on the game, and definitely keep it coming. I appreciate it. But I'm just gonna end with that. Thank you guys for watching the stream. The 14 people who did. I love it. But other than that, you guys take care, be kind to one another, and I will talk to you later.